It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey folks, today I'm taking a look at Gold West. Gold West is a game in which you, all the players, are prospectors. You are mining for metals, you are shipping those metals back, you are building up your settlement. You are trying to come out on top, come out ahead in victory points. Let me show you how the game works, and then I will tell you what I think of Gold West. Here's what the game might look like at the beginning of the game, the setup. There's a lot of modular parts to this game. The board itself, these tiles down here. This could be what it looks like. Each player is giving a player board that looks like that. And depending on your turn order, depends what resources you start with here on this track. And then you are ready to begin. On your turn, you are going to be doing three things. The first thing you'll do is you'll be activating your supply track. Then you'll be using metals. Then you'll be building or looting. And the objective of the game is obviously to have the most victory points here on the track, which I've just put purple on for now and put the purple pieces here. So, let's say it is this player's turn, and the first thing I need to do, like I said, is activate my supply track. The way that works is I am going to take everything that is in one of these places, and I am going to grab it and move up with that much, dropping one good off in each space that I pass until I've come out up here, and then what actually drops off this track is what I can use. So for example, if I can do this, drop that off, and then the black cube actually comes off at the top, so I'll be able to use that cube this round. Whereas, for example, next turn, then I could take both of these, and they'll both come off the track, and I can use both of them. So that's the first thing, is moving these goods here on the track and seeing what you have available to you for the round. The second thing is you can use your metals. The metals are all of these here, the different kinds of goods, and you can use them for a few different things. You can use them for investments, you can use them in the boomtown, and you can use them for shipping. So investments are these cards here, of which there will be several revealed at the beginning of the game, and quite simply, if you have the combination you need, you can, once per turn, give up these goods and get that many victory points. The second thing, like I said, is boomtown. This is the boomtown down here, which is a random setup each game. And there are a lot of other tiles, in fact, that you could set up that boomtown with, so lots of variability there. And the way that works is if I have these resources, then I could, for instance, do something like this. If I spend this good and this good, then this space is the one I am marking, and I'll put one of my influence tokens there. And now I'll get a scoring bonus at the end of the game. In this case, 2 victory points per settlement by the water, or 1 victory point, 1 victory point per camp by the water. I'll talk about settlements and camps in just a second. And then the last thing is shipping. You can also, by the way, do this just once per turn. And shipping is quite simply sending these metal goods by carriage away, and you are going to do that by, for example, if I have 2 of the gold here, I can give up that and then move twice on the gold track. Once I cross this line, I get 2 victory points. Once I cross this space, I'll get some victory points. They get worse if you are later, and so on. So you can get victory points by shipping those metal goods back. And once that's done, then the third part is building or looting. Building lets you build any one of these out here, and I am going to simply do that by taking the one I want and getting those resources and marking it with one of my settlements here. It requires, I can either build a settlement or I can build a camp. To build a camp requires either wood or stone. To build a settlement requires wood and stone. So, let's say I had that black cube from earlier, I can give up that stone, and then I could build a camp here, let's say. I would mark it like this, and then I would take a look at my board here. I would get these goods, so 2 yellow and 1 of this, and now I can put these anywhere I want to on this track, and depending on where I put them, I get some victory points, 2 victory points for example. And then this token I'll flip over and I'll put on that matching track. At the end of the game, there's going to be some victory points depending on who advanced the most on each of these routes. Each of these types of lands, I should say. If you build a settlement, then you are going to, again, give up 1 wood and 1 stone. You'll mark it like that. And then this token will go on here, skipping a space, which means you're up to here already, okay? So that's the way that works. And then once this is done, then every space around it that's still hidden will be revealed, and it'll be the next player's turn. And we continue doing this. Again, as you can see, there's lots of places to make victory points in this game. You'll continue building. You'll continue getting bonuses, gathering goods, filling these contracts until the game is over. And then at the end of the game, you're going to get building group bonuses, which is for every group of buildings. Your largest contiguous group, you're going to get 2 victory points for each building. You are going to get some victory points for bonuses in the boom town there, as you can see. You are going to get looting penalties, which I need to talk about in 1 second. And then you are also going to get terrain bonuses, which are down here. If when you are building, and I skipped this over, but when you are building like I did here, if you cannot build because you have neither 1 stone nor 1 wood, then you must loot. And the way that works is you are going to mark that you loot it by putting your token down here in the wanted area, your camp, and then you are going to get any 1 token and get the goods, and you don't get this on your track. You don't get to mark that on your player board, and this space will simply remain empty, and at the end of the game you're going to lose some victory points for having looted instead of built. But that's pretty much the game. As you can see, lots of little moving parts, lots of things that give you victory points. But you continue doing this until the game is over, and then whoever has the most victory points after calculating everything is the winner of Gold West. Gold West is one of those games that to me looks very attractive. I love the box, but looks very unassuming as well. I thought it might be interesting, but I have to say I was really blown away by this game. This game has to be one of my favorite Euro games I've played this year so far. It is spectacularly put together in a clean, streamlined fashion. I love the way all the actions work together. I like that everything is just meticulously streamlined, and for me that really works. It reminds me of Euro games of old, if you would, when they were really, for lack of a better term, elegant. And this game feels elegant to me. It feels interesting. It feels like it's been tuned just right, and I was very, very impressed with it. This is an excellent Euro game, and if you like resource management games, you enjoy that type of activity in a game, then you cannot go wrong with this one. I think it's excellent. It's quick, works well, everything looks good on the board, everything makes sense. The theme is pretty weak, but that's the kind of game you're in store for. So, there's not a whole lot else I can say. I really don't have any negatives for this one. It is just right for me. And so I gotta give this one 2 big thumbs up. If this is the style of game you are looking for, I would recommend it wholeheartedly. Gold West, check this one out. Absolutely awesome.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.